All right, welcome back, penny stock billionaires. We have an ugly day in the market. Our stocks are. Let's be clear. let's let's not put any positive spin on it. The stocks are getting whacked today. Stocks are getting whacked. What we're seeing is basically the trend. Stocks that were breaking out in the morning. Stocks were starting to build a trend. Have gotten just like we get these tailwinds that have been coming right in your face. I mean, stocks that we thought were going to explode. We had HOTH got whacked in the morning, SYTA, everything. But who are we going to blame? We need a scapegoat. We got to have a scapegoat. I'm blaming Elon Musk. Because he's dragging the whole market down. I mean, look, the Nasdaq market is down, which definitely is a tailwind. Tesla down $48. $48. It was down, I think, almost 20% at one point, which is a lot, by the way. This is a big move for Tesla. A very big move for Tesla today, as you can see right here on this chart. So massive drop. The Nasdaq is taking a beating. Listen, this is what people do. They like to blame the market, instead of their stocks. So I'm gonna do the same thing. That's my excuse. Okay, that's my excuse to start off the stream. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what's really going on. But then there is actually quite a bit of an element of truth to it. It helps when the market is working in your favor. It's actually one of the things I do talk about in the 10-bagger blueprint. If you want to get rich with these stocks that can make you 10 times your money or more, like we've had over the last many years. One of the things you do want to keep in mind is on page 101, we talk about the market cycle. Is the overall market going in your favor or not in your favor? It makes a difference because look, the stocks we're working with, these are speculative stocks. Let's be very, very clear. These are high-risk public venture capital speculative stocks, right? So for these stocks to work out, we need to have, it really helps to have the market going in our favor, right? Like you don't want to have like a wind blow, heavy, like a 200-mile-an-hour hurricane blowing against you. You want it coming at your back. It works. That's kind of the reality. We have Darren Quinn saying you have missed every single call. Okay, so I mean, I don't know, Darren, are you paying money for this? These calls? So first of all, SYTA is still up 400% since we introduced SYTA. Lottery is up. At this point, it's probably up only 50%. I mean, it was up like 300 or 200%. At this point, it's only up 50%. HOTH is up 25%. I don't know. What are you talking about? So it's quite interesting. Darren, you should ask for a rebate. I think you should call the manager. Darren, call the manager and ask for a rebate. Call the manager and ask for a rebate. The fact is, SYTA, again, we introduced it at $1.30. It's, what are we at? 3 and change. It went to $9. It's 3 and change today. $3.75. We got a lottery we introduced at 75 cents, 74 cents. It's a $1.40. It's a double. And then we got HOTH, which is now $1.20. So it's only up 20% from yesterday. Where can you buy the book? Question of the day. Amazon. The links are all, it should be in the bio if you're on Twitter, or it's just go to Amazon 10-bagger blueprint. We should, and we got to get to talking about HOTH, HOTH, our stock of the day, the one that is that we're looking at. HOTH is on the move. What's going on with HOTH? Let's zoom in on the videotape. HOTH is making a breakout attempt. Okay. Again, we get the tailwinds against us, but we're looking here on the 5-minute chart. We're bouncing off the support level, which is this 200 moving average. Let's kind of give you the big picture first of all. By the way, just so you know, with the stock, forget about the charts. This company is sitting on like, a dollar and something worth of cash. Okay. When you're paying $1.20 for the stock, you're getting $1 or something worth of cash, like green money. They got like $10-12 million in the bank. So and plus their entire biotech program, they got 3 major clinical programs going on in Alzheimer's, in skin disorders, cancer. I mean, these guys have any of these could develop a major drug candidate which could become worth billions of dollars. All right, this is what biotech is all about. So, but yeah, you're sitting basically. You have what's your downside risk? You got like, I don't know, what is that, $1 or something worth of cash? Is that $1, $1.05, whatever the number is? This company has got over $10 million in cash in the bank. The market cap right now is, I don't know, 14 million as we speak. But let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. What are we doing here? We're doing the 5-minute chart, right? Is the chart going to cooperate? We got 2 minutes till. We got 2 minutes to go, and the charts are. Why am I shouldn't be using Yahoo even. Okay. Anyway, look, HOTH is on the move. We closed the gap, which is very important. This is the gap which was caused by the NASDAQ halt because the stock was going bananas yesterday after we announced it. And the stock closed the gap, which is actually a positive. This is a positive. The stock got a little bit overheated. And it's pulled back. Now we're in a safe spot. And guess what's happening? Listen. Everybody was chasing the stock yesterday. Everybody was chasing the stock at $1.75. They were chasing it. And now it's on sale. It's on sale. Nobody's buying it. This stock is ready to explode right here. Again, it's building a base. Let's zoom in on the 1-minute chart. Here is your 1-minute chart. It looks like we've built a base. It's bouncing off. Maybe it's a head and shoulders pattern. You want to look for a break at above $1.25. The stock needs to go above $1.25 at this point. We got to go above $1.25 to turn this thing around. What's going on with SYTA? SYTA is also taking a beating every day. It's amazing. It's like every day at the close, somebody drops this thing at the end of the day. It's crazy. But let's look at the big picture. What is the big picture on SYTA? The big picture is we've got a big, beautiful pennant. The stock is up, still as I'm speaking with you, it's up. I don't know, is it 300% since we introduced it at $1 or something, $1.25, $1.30? It's $3.69. You're not happy with that? You guys are not happy with that? I mean, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah, this chart. Ooh, we're below the moving average. Let's see. Do we have support? Let's take a look. Where is the support level of the stock? Okay, next level of support. The next level of support is 360. Actually, right here could be some, but 360. 360 right here. Let's see. What do we got here? 1-hour chart. Let's see. What do we have in the 1-hour chart? Yeah, it's taking a beating. This thing is taking a beating. Wow. Are we gonna have a Q reversal here? Could be a Q reversal in the works. Last minute, or we're closing literally as we speak. Let's go to lottery. Let's go to lottery at the bell. Lottery, is the lottery any better? Lottery is $1.40. Now look, this one is only up 100%. We introduced it at 74 cents. It's $1.40, $1.39. Yeah, actually, we have some very strong support at these levels. That's your pennant forming right there. I think we got to look at the half-hour, 30-minute. There we go. Yeah. So lottery, again, we get this big pennant forming, which has been going on for almost 10 days, over 10 days now. Over 10 days. Wrong. You guys are so wrong. I mean, it's unbelievable. In case you don't know, this is not the day trading channel. This is the 10-bagger channel. This is the channel where we introduce stocks that have 10-bagger upside potential. Now, just to be clear, These are some of our past winners. What do they all have in common? These stocks that went up 1,000%, 2,000%. Again, I'm only showing you stocks in the last couple of years, which were 10 baggers and higher. I'm not showing you stocks on that list, which are doubles, triples. Everybody brags about we introduced a stock, it was a double. Oh, we got a day trader channel. Oh, the stock is a double. Oh my God, it's up 200%. Wow. No, to me that's a loser. Why? Because these are high risk stocks. You need to have at least a 10x upside potential. If you're not making a 10 bagger on these stocks, you're in the wrong game, right? So we're looking for 10 baggers. And by the way, every one of these stocks that you see on the screen, all these wins, what do they have in common with HOTH, with LTRY, SYTA, LITM? What do they have in common? Exactly the same pattern. They all, they might be a little bit different. Maybe they whatever. Sometimes it takes a while for these stocks to get going. Then they build up, then they break out. Sometimes they just break out right away. Then they go into this, pennant formation. They go into a consolidation phase because they got to shake out the weak hands. And then they break out. Again, every one of these stocks, every one of these 20 baggers. By the way, has any of these, you see all these like fake, we can't go back in the past. Listen, you're right. I'm only showing you this because we have a process, okay? There's a process behind this, okay? You want the process? You get the book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. It's on Amazon, okay? It tells you the process. Right here, we got it on page 151, the path to 10x. Okay, what is our 10 success factors that we look for? Page 45, okay? Every one of the stocks we're working with right now, whether it's SYTA, whether it's HOTH, whether it's a LTRY, whether it's LITM, they all have those qualities. And guess what? When you say we can't go back in the past, yeah, the reason I'm showing this stuff in the past is because it's a track record. It shows you it shows you that our process works. Okay, that's the point of me showing this to you. That is the point. Okay. Now, by the way, I want you to show me somebody else out there, one of these other channels, YouTube channels, TikTok channels. Who else has a track record like this? Does anybody else? No, they don't. Nobody else has this type of track record. And it's continuing right now. Literally, you're seeing with your own eyes. By the way, did you get in on SYTA? The guy's saying the stocks are dead. Links TV, did you get into SYTA? Did you get into SYTA at $1.40 when you're up, which rocketed 700% in a couple of days? Were you into SYTA? No. How about LTRY? Did you buy LTRY at 74 cents when we introduced it? It went to 265. Were you into that? I don't know. Yeah. Money is not free. Darren, thank you for bringing that up. I think you were the guy who was trashing our channel earlier, but hey, it's fine. Yeah, listen, guys, here's the reality, right? On this channel, let me be very, very clear. The lucky. Oh, that's right. The lucky. I'm lucky for 30 years. Like it's all luck. It's just luck. One after the other. It's fun. I love this guy over here. This is all of our haters. They say, "Oh, it's luck. It's all luck." Why isn't anybody else as lucky? Links, tell me, why is anybody else not as lucky? By the way, I would consider myself. I don't consider myself lucky. Actually, I consider myself maybe on average to maybe not lucky. Generally in life, average. I don't consider myself lucky. Maybe I should, but no, this is not luck. There's a process, okay? The reason why you're saying it's luck is because you don't know the process. Have you read the book? You have not read the book. There is a reason I wrote this book, so you understand what we look for. And the way luck works, Links TV, the way luck works is when you take a process that has, you have an edge, you have the odds stacked in your favor, and that's what we do on this channel, right? We put the odds in your favor when we introduce stocks which are trading below their book value. They're trading below their comps. The charts are lined up. You got the multiple catalysts in place which can ignite that upside potential. That's not luck. That's stacking the odds in your favor. Now, luck plays a role in when will the thing happen. Could happen a week from now, could happen a month from now, 3 months, I don't know. And yeah, there is an element of luck in that, but believe me, when you have, listen, show me one person, you show me one of these channels. By the way, just to be very clear, this channel, this is all promotional content. I'm not like a stock picker. I'm in the stock promotion business. These companies, they invest, they're making an investment, they're paying money to me, that's right, to my company, so that we get the word out on these stocks, so people discover these undervalued stocks and realize what they're worth, and that's how they become discovered. Once these stocks are discovered, then they trade at fair value, which could be 5 or 6 times higher than they are. But here's the thing. It's not just undervalued. I mean, again, every stock that we start with has to be undervalued. That's my basis. That's the baseline. I got to have something where it's trading at a 50% discount. That is my baseline. Okay. We don't take on clients. I get companies. I got an email list of companies who want to, we got dozens of companies that want to work with us. We're very selective. We can only work with companies that meet our 10-bagger criteria, which is right here on page 45. It starts on page 45, which is the market size, traction. They got to have traction, proof of concept, catalysts, very important. They have to be at the inflection point. Does the Links TV, do you know what the inflection point is? You don't know what the inflection point is. Evaluation is super important for me. Market cycle, we're seeing that today. Stock promotion, that's what we do. Charts and trends. So yeah, all that stuff has to line up. That all has to line up. When is the merger taking place? Okay, now the Links TV has gone quiet. He's gone back into hiding. Do you know how many times, by the way, how many times I've heard, you got lucky. It's all luck. It's all luck. I mean, but it's only consistently. I mean, it's only like, we're doing all this for years. And yes, we got SYTA 700%. Yes, lottery up. Yes, HOTH is up. The next stock, by the way, just so you know, the next stock we're going to introduce, the next 10-bagger, the next potential 10-bagger, is probably going to double in the first few days. HOTH technically doubled. No, almost doubled. It was up about 85% or whatever it is from Weech. Why weren't you buying it when it was up 85%? This guy, the Mr. Lucky guy, the Korea Vids guy. HOTH got... okay, first of all, a pump and dump. If something is a pump and dump, just to be very clear, just so you understand what a pump and dump is, you would see massive volume on the upside and then massive volume on the downside, even more volume on the downside. If you look at the volume charts on all our stocks, you see massive volume on the upside. On the downside, very small volume, very, very small volume on the downside, which means it's organic. Hope creates a lot of desperate short-termers. Yes. Listen, this is the reality. This is why, again, so I wrote the book. And by the way, I think this book has been a waste of time. I mean, it was a waste of time. It probably cost, I don't know how many hundreds of hours I put into this. I did this. The only reason I wrote this book is because, again, I'm doing this for many years. We've had many, many 10-baggers. Every time we introduce a new stock, every 10-bagger that we have, every one of them goes through the same, like, it's almost like watching a movie. It's like the same script. It's the same script. The actors are different. Maybe the director is different. Maybe they have a new character, but it's the same script. There's a famous book. Okay. Do you know that every successful movie, every successful, book follows a format? It's there's a guy. There's a guy called the book was called Story. Look at this book called Story. But anyway, every great movie, every great book, they'll follow kind of a 3-act play with is like the hero's journey, the discovery. If you guys ever watched Star Wars, it was based on that kind of format. It's really a system. It's a way of writing out the story, right? Anyway, check out this book. Just get this book on Amazon. Story. It's a guy who teaches people how to write, Academy Awards winning screenplays. And guess what? These 10-bagger stocks, they all follow that same script. You know, the hero's journey. It starts out, nobody believes it, then it explodes, then becomes a villain, then they all follow. So the reason I wrote the book is so you know exactly where we are in this journey. So all the stocks that we have right now, they're in the early stage. They're in the first inning. They're in the first inning, literally right now. Literally right now. Even SYTA, which rocketed 700%, it's in the first inning. Okay, if you read the book, you would have known on page 151 that every one of our stocks that goes up 500%, there is always a 50% pullback. Well, no, it's not guaranteed, but you should expect a 50% pullback when a stock goes up 500%. Why did I write this on page 151? And this book was written 3 years ago, right? This was 3 years ago. I could have written this book 20 years ago. It would have been the same thing. And SYTA is following that exact same thing. Why is that? Why? Because these types of super stocks, okay, these stocks which have that 10x upside potential, which we very, very carefully select, it's just the way that it is. It's the way it is. And like this guy is saying, a lot of you guys are, you're short term. You expect, the money just because you bought it, the market owes you. You bought it, so the market knows that somebody bought the stock. What's his name? Lynx TV bought the stock. It's got to go up immediately. It's not the way it works. If you want to listen, everything in life, you got to pay a price. There's nothing is free. Even love is not free. Okay. You got to pay for everything. Okay. If you want to make 10 times your money, you got to pay for that. Okay. The price you pay is stress and aggravation and being able to withstand a roller coaster ride. I explained this in the book, the roller coaster that you should be expecting. We are on that roller coaster. If you can't handle it, don't get on the ride. If you can't handle the roller coaster, don't get on the ride. That's very simple. Okay. These are speculative stocks. It's not for widows and orphans. It's not. Okay. Oh my God, this guy. Okay. Now he's claiming he made $1,500 off. So what are you upset about? Why aren't you sending me any cash? Why aren't you sending a super chat? Why aren't you putting out a super chat here on YouTube? You made $1,500. No, you're complaining. Why are you complaining then? I mean, you didn't make enough. What did you start with? $200? I mean, come on. Yeah, exactly. Do we chill? Okay, great question. Should you buy and hold? Okay, so first of all, again, this is all sponsored content. You have to understand, I have a conflict of interest because these companies are paying me to bring them to the public's attention. I can't tell you buy, sell, or hold for sure. It would be unethical for me to tell you to hold a stock which is declining, to buy a stock. It would be unethical, right? Now, when should you sell a stock? Well, if you got the book, we talk about that. When should you sell a stock? There's a chapter that explains when do you sell a stock. Well, first of all, one of the ways that you sell a stock, and again, we're going to teach this in the course. I've done some videos on this. One of the things you should do is when our stocks start to explode, when it's up 300% or more, pull your principal out, right? Take some money off the table. That way you don't have to worry about it. The next thing is, okay, is the company executing? Are they delivering news flow? Are they, following the system? So far, everybody's following, they're delivering news flow. They're doing everything that they should be. So fundamentally, there is no reason to sell. Technically, they're still all in uptrends. If they drop below the moving average on the daily charts, if they drop below the moving averages on the daily charts, that would indicate the trend is down. If they drop below, again, the daily charts, if they drop below the moving average on the daily charts, and there's a confirmation, that means we're wrong, or I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. I will say this: if any of these stocks drop below the moving average on the daily charts, that means the thesis, I might be right technically, but the market would be telling you, okay, it's wrong. Obviously it's not working. And you got to sell and wait till it goes back above the moving average. That's That's if you want to be super disciplined. I don't know. Not everybody's super disciplined. Anthony Peruzza, this guy this is the comment of the year. This is the problem. Look, we got a big following on the TikTok, and you got all these kids. They're on Robinhood, and I don't know. Look, so when I was 20 years old, we didn't have Robinhood. We didn't even have the internet. When I was 20 years old, we didn't have the internet. We had, I don't think I had AOL. AOL was just getting started. I think we had something else. It was barely AOL. And you didn't have this free money. You had to go out and work for the money. You had to have a job. To get started, you have to have a job, and you have to work for some asshole. I worked for a bunch of assholes. You know how many jobs I got fired from between the age of 16 and 22? I mean, probably a dozen jobs. We didn't have this day trading stuff where you could open an account with $50 and trade. No, back in the day, you had to have at least. I mean, you couldn't open an account with less than $5,000. I mean, usually, very hard. And these kids, they expect to get rich immediately because they bought the stock. They don't even want to do the work. I'm giving them a free resource. I think because they don't want to read. They don't know I'm going to do a video course. We're going to be doing a video course, guys. We're doing a video course. Links are going to be in the bio for the video course. Go to 10-Bagger Blueprint. 10-Bagger Blueprint is, hang on a second. There we go. 10-Bagger Blueprint. 10-Bagger. Just go to the website, 10-Bagger Blueprint. Sign up for the free newsletter. We'll let you know about the video course and all that. Yeah. Soon. I don't know. Soon. It's coming up. Maybe in a week or so. I'm waiting. In a week, maybe. You can get the book now. There's some typographical and spelling errors because we did this before ChatGPT came out. So you can get it on sale. It's only $18, $17.95. Once we correct the errors, we're going to double the price. Okay, so yeah, patience. You got to, listen. Listen, these are your decisions. I'm not telling you to buy and sell. Listen, if I was telling you to buy and sell the stocks, okay, if I was giving guys buy and sell advice, I was an investment advisor, then I would also have to charge you a fee for that advice. You'd be paying me, 2 and 20, 2% fee on all your assets and 20% based on performance, right? By the way, all these guys with these so-called day trading channels on TikTok and everywhere, you got these day trading gurus. Everybody's a day trading guru. They're selling you coaching and courses, day trading. First of all, I don't know anybody wealthy who's made that money day trading. I really don't. Very, very few. I can name them on and I'm in the markets for 30 years, right? Like literally 30 years. I don't know any day trader who's wealthy. I don't know any wealthy day traders. Maybe is that the vice versa? Now, I remember back in the day when I was starting out in the commodity futures business, there were traders in the pits, in the commodity futures pits, who were, some of these guys were making millions of dollars, but they had an edge because they saw the orders come in. There's a whole different thing. That doesn't exist today, right? You don't have that open out. Everything is online, right? In terms of day trading, like in terms of just guys sitting in front of their computer day trading all day, I really don't know anybody who's super wealthy. Look at Warren Buffett. Why is Warren Buffett not day trading? The guy's a genius. Why is Warren Buffett not day trading? I'm trying to think of all the top hedge funds. How about Renaissance Capital? You guys don't even know Renaissance Capital. Jamie Simons, the guy died a couple of years, I think last year. Multi-billion. One of the most successful track records in modern history, much more than Buffett. This guy off the charts, Renaissance Capital. And what did he do? Was he a day trader? No, he was a trend follower. He would basically buy, whether it was stocks or futures or whatever it is, as they were breaking out of these moving averages, the 50 and the 200 daily, and he would ride the trend. How about Stephen Cohen? Major hedge fund guy. The guy's worth, I don't know how many billions. SAC, what is it called? 0.72, whatever they call it now. Is he a day trader? He's not. How about Bill Ackman? Is Bill Ackman a day trader? He's not. How about Chamath Palihapitiya? Chamath, you see Chamath. Is he a day trader? No, he's not a day trader. No, none of these guys are day traders. Why is that? Why is that? Why do they all take positions in stocks, which could be potentially, moonshots, and then they ride those things till they become 10 baggers, 50 baggers, 100 baggers? Why is that? You tell me. I don't know any. The only wealthy day traders I know are guys who sell courses. They sell coaching. That's what it is. These guys who are selling you coaching, who are basically stealing your children's lunchbox money. These Muppet boiler room. You got some guy. That's right. You got some guy with a Taliban beard. You got a guy. Some hillbilly. You got some hillbilly. He's trying to grow like a little Taliban beard with a baseball cap, sitting indoors with sunglasses. Now, explain to me something. There's a guy he's sitting indoors. Probably he's got air conditioning. I'm sure unless he couldn't pay the electric bill, he probably has the air conditioning. Why is this guy sitting in a baseball cap indoors? Is the sun beating down on his head? Is there sun in his eyes? And then he's wearing sunglasses. Then he's in a garage with his salvage title, white. What does he have? A Honda? No, he's got like what does he have? An Audi? He's got an Audi. He's got a flooded. It's a flooded. Not only is it a salvage title, it's a flooded salvage title. In case you guys don't know what that is, I don't know, maybe people are watching this. They live in Saudi Arabia or something, but flooded cars are basically what happens in Florida and Texas when there's major hurricanes and storms, and the water comes up. The water rises like 2 feet, like what happened in Dubai, like I think it was a year ago, and the water rises like 2 feet off the ground, and all the engines get flooded. The salt water, it goes inside. That's that guy's car. It's a flooded car. It's a salvage title car. He probably had to lease that car. He probably goes to one of those car lots where you have to go every week and make the payment for that flooded title car. When is the next 10 bagger? That's a great question. It might be maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks. Look, we're only going to do 1 or 2 a month. We're not doing one every week. Again, it's not easy finding stocks which have that 10x upside potential. I got like a dozen companies that want to be on this program. But I can only bring you stocks which, can be winners out of the gate. Even HOTH was a winner right out of the gate. I mean, if you would have gotten into that stock at, $1, you'd be up big time. By the way, okay, let's go back into it. Let's go back to the charts. Just want to give you the chart action here. I don't want to get distracted by this stuff here. Okay, so what's going on with lottery? Lottery, we're at the support level. This is your 30-minute chart. We're sitting at support. We're sitting literally at the support line on the 200 moving average. This is a very strong level of support. We should see a bounce in the stock. Actually, look at this. In the after hours, extended hours, we're getting a bounce. We're getting a bounce. Let's zoom in. Yeah. So this, and you would have watched the $1.50 level. The stock basically has been having a hard time in this $1.50, $1.60 level. If we break out of that, then it starts to run towards the $2 level. Lottery, again, the investment thesis is completely intact. By the way, I need to mention something. You got again, you got these grifters. You got these grifter channels, these Muppet boiler room day trading guys that tell you, oh yeah, day trading, the charts. Then all of a sudden, and by the way, those guys, they're making money trading off our stocks. I mean, if it wasn't, listen, I don't want to be modest here. If it wasn't for me, this guy wouldn't be making money off SYTA or lottery, whatever. This the guy with the baseball cap, right? I mean, he's basically the tail. I'm the dog wagging the tail. I'm the piper that calls the tune. He dances to the tune, right? He's the day trade dancing to the action that we're producing, right? If we're creating 100 million shares of volume, he's the one that's dancing to that, right? And all of a sudden now he's talking about fundamentals. Now I don't know about any day traders who look at fundamentals, because if you're a day trader, you should only be looking at charts. Fundamentals have nothing to do with day trading. So very, very, is confused guys. Obviously, He's got a lot of mental problems, but I find it entertaining. Listen, I find it entertaining. What can I tell you? I mean, I find it hilarious. Okay, so what about, okay, so this is what's going on with our good friend SYTA. Wait, SYTA, let's zoom in on SYTA. What is going on with SYTA? Okay, I'm gonna, maybe I should use more professional platform. I just like the way the Yahoo looks, though. What can I tell you? SYTA is building again. We got this long pennant formation, and nothing has changed. This is like, again, all of our stocks, they do the same thing. Let's take this out, make it clean this up over here. Okay, there we go. So is this a pump and dump? I don't think so, because why? The big breakout was a massive volume, 100 million shares of volume. The drop has been on like, million shares of volume. It's like we're seeing 5%, 10% of the volume on the pullback, right? So that tells you the trend is intact. 15-minute chart, not so great. 30-minute chart, again, we're below the moving averages. Let's step back. 1 hour chart looks better. Could we see a bit of a drop into the 350 range? Possible. Again, as far as I'm concerned, we had the live stream with the CEO. The trend, the thesis is intact. It's even better. Everything is on track. What about HOTH? HOTH, actually, this chart to me looks like a beautiful chart, ready to go. This looks like okay, we got a key reversal pattern happening right now with HOTH, literally as we speak. Guys, what you're seeing right there on your screen, that is a key reversal pattern. HOTH, HOTH. Put this on your watch list. This thing could explode tomorrow. The number you want to watch on a HOTH is a breakout above $1.25. HOTH breaking out above $1.25 is going to send this thing to $1.50. We break $1.50, then we can take out $2 basically. $1.25 and $1.50. Those are the numbers you got to watch on HOTH. Right now, we got a very bullish setup. It's already been making a comeback attempt on the 5-minute chart. And if you look at the 1 hour chart, you look at the half-hour chart, you see that key reversal pattern happening. Okay, if you study, the Japanese candlestick charts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. HOTH is ready to explode. All right, HOTH is ready to explode. That is all I can tell you. Put HOTH on your watch list, guys. HOTH, HOTH. Watch the stock tomorrow and into next week. Okay, because I'm expecting some news flow. We're going to have the CEO on our program next week on the live stream. This thing is ready to go. We had a pullback. We had to close that gap. This was the gap. Did we close it? More or less. The gap was, let's call it $1.15. And yeah, I would say this is pretty much closed. It's pretty much closed. Again, breakout on massive volume, massive 30 million shares. The sell-off, 8 million shares. To me, I don't know. That indicates the trend is up. How about LITM? What is LITM? The LITM, we haven't been talking about it a lot because it's been kind of just been hanging out. It's been kind of going sideways. That's why I'm not talking about it. I don't know what, it was supposed to break out, then it kind of, failed to break out. Last week, basically, was breaking out, and it failed to break out. We're at the support level. It's just hanging out at support levels here, which I don't really like. It's not positive, I'll be clear. But yeah, we're kind of at it's hanging out at the support level. There's not much I can say. There's not a lot I can say about it. What can I tell you? The most positive stock that we have right now in the universe, in our universe, is HOTH. HOTH is set to, I believe this thing is ready to explode tomorrow. Tomorrow, HOTH. Put this stock on your watch list. HOTH. What about SYTA? Is SYTA ready to explode tomorrow? Not quite. Not quite. SYTA is having a bit of a challenge. It's having a hard time with this moving average here. I think we need to get some clarity on the merger closing. The trend is up. The trend is up. Everything is still positive, but yeah, the trend is positive. We got to get more clarity on when we're going to have the closing of the merger. The closing of the merger. When that thing closes, then this thing can run. This thing can run to $15. Our thesis is $15 a share. That's the thesis based on the fundamentals. Again, here's the thing. All our stocks that we talk about here, I look at to me, the fundamentals and the charts are equally important. They're both equally important. Why? Because, we need things that are going to have action right away. In other words, when I talk about fundamentals, I'm not talking about holding a stock for 20 years. I'm talking about holding a stock for 6 months. Okay. So this is not, again, we're not a day trading channel. We're not a day trading channel, but also we're not the buy and hold and we're not the buy and forget about it channel. This is not to be, let me repeat again. This is not the buy it and forget it channel. This is not the, I'm buying the stock for my retirement account. I'm never going to look at it. No, it's not that. This is the public venture capital channel. We're looking for stocks where they're at the inflection point right now. What's an inflection point? You want to know what an inflection point is? Get the book. I explained to you what the inflection point is. It's on Amazon, 10 bagger blueprint. So we need something which is at the inflection point, ready to move, like now, meaning this moment, maybe in 2 weeks, in a month, but that's it. It's got to move now, short term. Our stocks are short term, meaning like I'm in it for 6 months, 9 months. I'm not in it for 2 years, 6 to 9 months. If something is not moving in the first month, there's a problem, okay? And I would say 90%, I don't know if the number is 80% or 90%, 80 or 90% of the stocks we've worked with, they all at least doubled in the first, let's call it 45 days. Like every one of our stocks, or not, it's everyone. I just said 80 to 90%. So it's 80%, something like that, at least doubles in the first 30 to 45 days. And then some go up a couple 100%. And yeah, we've had stocks that failed. We've had stocks that went up a couple 100%, and then they kind of fizzle out and they stop putting out news and whatever. Usually those are Canadian companies. I'm not working with Canadian companies anymore because, Canada is really, it's a shithole country. They're all socialists. I mean, it's just a nasty, the country is basically, they're committing economic genocide. Okay. Canada is going down the tubes, and it's because of their regulations. It's because of, the scammers that they have, the corruption that they have at places like the Canadian Securities Exchange or the CSE. You got this scammer there, this corrupt fraudster, Mark Faulkner. You got, I can name these people by name. I know all of them. They're all scammers. The Canadian regulatory system is completely corrupt and also incompetent. It's some sort of weird combination of incompetence and corruption, and that's making it really impossible to work with Canadian companies. And it's just such a small-time shithole country. They're all like, they're all like little snitches. It's a whole what a shithole country. I don't think Trump should invade Canada. She should just build a wall around Canada. Build a wall them off, and let them starve to death. All right, it's a that's the problem. That's the problem. That is the problem. It's a serious problem. Look, this guy knows the problem. Here's the thing. I don't know why the Canadians don't just overthrow the government. I don't know why they just don't overthrow the government. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're basically suffering. It's almost like being in Romania during communism. That's what Canada is right now. Canada is basically a communist country. I mean, even China is more capitalist. I mean, China is more capitalist. China is a more free country than Canada, if you will believe it. Okay, if you will believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable but true. It's crazy. Anyway, not to get off on a tangent here, but what was I saying before we got into this? So I could wrap up. What was I lost my train of thought? Yeah, they keep voting. They keep voting. First, they got that Trudeau guy. They got the Trudeau guy with the painted his face black with the Indian thing. The Trudeau guy, who's weird guy. By the way, Trudeau is actually. Do you know this? Justin Trudeau is actually illegitimate. He's basically a bastard, literally. His father is actually Fidel Castro. This is a fact. Justin Trudeau is well known. His mother. Justin Trudeau's mother cheated on Pierre Trudeau, and she had an affair with Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro is actually Justin Trudeau's father. Sounds crazy. Look this up. This is complete, and they both have the same eyebrows. Why does Justin Trudeau look like Fidel Castro? He looks like a pale Fidel Castro a little bit. It's unbelievable. And they got the new guy. They got the new guy who's even worse. This new guy is I don't even know how he got in. He was planted. This new guy, what's his name? I don't even know his name. There's some deadbeat. They got some deadbeat who's not even Canadian. The Prime Minister of Canada, he's not even Canadian. He's like, I don't know where they got this guy from. I mean, hasn't lived in Canada in 20 years. He's like, some sort of globalist, who knows what carny. You know what a carny is? Carny is like a term, means a carnival barker. It's a scammer. A carny is slang for a guy who's a scammer, works at carnivals, tries to sell the kids onto, hey, try these games that are all rigged. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so we're talking about our 10-bagger stocks, right? By the way, speaking of Canada, do you realize that most of the stocks I was focused on the last couple of years are all Canadian? I wasn't even doing anything in the U.S. up until recently for a long time. These are all Canadian stocks. Every one of these is Canadian. Every one of these is Canadian. I've created billions of dollars for Canada. And what does Canada do for me? Do I get the Order of Canada? I get the Order of Canada medal? No, they don't do that. They get hassles from these people, Yeah, so I'm done with Canada, and the reason is we got to go into markets where we can have deep liquidity, which are free markets. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, these are free markets. The problem with these Canadian stocks, which we've learned, is in Canada they can hold a stock. They can hold a stock for whatever reason. All of a sudden, your money's tied up forever. Basically, your money's frozen and your money's gone. They don't have it in the U.S. I mean, Canada basically can freeze your money if you're buying one of these stocks. So I would say their market is a extremely dangerous market, because when you're dealing with speculative stocks and all sorts of things happen, and again, the Canadian government, these Canadian markets are very corrupt. We're actually going to be involved in a major lawsuit with the Canadian Securities Exchange, the CSE, maybe the TSX also, because we've documented multiple acts of fraud committed by the CSE, their regulators. This guy Mark Faulkner, their people there, and they're all like gaslighting you. They're all like defrauding the public. They're literally robbing the public. The CSE is down 85%. The CSE index down 85%. The worst stock market on the planet. That's the Canadian Securities Exchange. And it's because of a couple of people. It's a few people. It's this guy Mark Faulkner, who's their so-called regulator. It's the former chairman, who's basically a con man. He's the Bernie Madoff of Canada. The former chairman of the Canadian Securities Exchange has more fines. This guy's paid more multi-million-dollar fines for basically securities fraud to the Canadian regulators. He's had all sorts of fines, all sorts of legal problems with, a long list, lawsuits from investors, What the hell is his name? Caldwell Securities. Tom Caldwell. Tom Caldwell is a crook. Tom Caldwell is 100% crook. That's the Canadian government. Totally crooked. That's why I am focused on U.S. free markets with Trump. Trump. Okay, back to SYTA, which technically SYTA is by the way, SYTA is technically Canadian. Technically, I mean they're a bit borderline because they were originally in Canada. It's weird. Anyway, bottom line, SYTA, we got a beautiful uptrend. We are in the consolidation phase, and you would know about the consolidation phase had you read the book, the 10-Bagger Blueprint, and you would know to be preparing for a breakout, okay? Now, the reason I showed you those stocks, the reason I was talking about Canada is very simple, okay? Is because, you know, every stock we've dealt with, they've all been, most of them have been winners out of the gate. I would say 80% doubles or more out of the gate. The only times they failed is, you know, if a couple of months in, this company they stop putting out news flow, they kind of get, I don't know, they get lazy, and those have been Canadian stocks. The Canadians, I hate to tell you this, they're socialists, they're lazy. I mean, they don't want to work hard. I mean, they want to take vacations. They got free healthcare. It is what it is. I mean, it's like, you know, it's they want to have a better lifestyle. Americans are hardworking. They're gonna put out news once a week if they have to. It is what it is. So let's see here. But that's let me go back to HOTH. Again, HOTH. I think we got a beautiful setup. Guys, watch this chart. Right here is a beautiful setup for upside explosion. You got the breakout, you got the pennant formation, you got a pennant forming, and now you have the key reversal happening right now. Tomorrow, watch what happens with HOTH tomorrow. I think HOTH could be ready to make a major move tomorrow. HOTH, HOTH. Right now, that is our front runner for upside explosion. Front runner for upside explosion. Lottery could move. I mean, it's moving up after hours. We got to get above $1.60. But yeah, listen, a lot of these stocks got whacked. I mean, again, our thesis for all these stocks, the fundamentals remain intact. The fundamentals of these stocks remain completely intact. The charts are actually, the trends are still up. All these stocks, the trends are up. Do we have a shakeout? Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys want to make 10 times your money? You're going to have to deal with a little bit of stress. If you can't deal with the stress, don't buy the stocks. It's the way it is. All right. That wraps up the show. The stock to watch for tomorrow is the stock for tomorrow. If I had to put all my money in one stock for tomorrow, again, not advice, not whatever, it's HOTH based on this chart. What do we do? Are we doing anything in after hours? Drifting a little bit higher. Drifting higher. We gotta break it above this $1.43 level, basically. $1.25, then $1.50. Those are the real numbers. HOTH. That's it. Look. So this is it. Listen, guys, bottom line is I am here when the market is going up. I'm also here when the market is going down. Whether the market is up on these stocks or the market is down, if I have time to do this closing bell show, I will do the show. This is the only transparent channel. I don't go into hiding. I don't go into hiding when our stocks are down like they are today. I'm here telling you what's happening. I tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. It is what it is. All right. So again, the book 10 Bagger Blueprint. Get this on Amazon. Links are in the bio for the free newsletter and all that good stuff. Rodney, yeah, rewind. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Here's to your 100x.